Hello and welcome to NAMI Greater Houston's Mind Body Monday. Today is November 6th, and we are here with Sydney Hicks of Breathe Lounge and Wellness Spa. I am going to get out of Sydney's way and I'm going to put myself on mute and turn my camera off so that I myself will be able to enjoy this mental health break in the middle of the day. Thank you for teaching us, Sydney. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to share with you all a little bit about somatic yoga. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm going to share my screen. And we'll start the first part of our mental health break with just a little information about somatic yoga. And then towards the end, we'll actually put some of these practices into play. So I am here to talk to you all about somatic yoga. Somatic yoga is a transformative journey inward. It's a holistic practice that really benefits the mind, the body, and the soul. So what is somatic yoga? Soma is a Greek word that means of the body. And somatic yoga is all about connecting our body's inner wisdom through movement, through breath work, and meditation. And it's really a body approach to emotional and mental health. So before we really delve into somatic yoga, I really want to make sure that we understand the difference between mental work and then somatic body work. Okay, so mental work primarily focuses on cognitive processes, our thoughts, our emotions, mental activities, and it really aims to improve your mental health and your emotional well-being. So it can be things like reading, meditation, talking to a therapist. Whereas somatic body work centers on the physical body and its sensations. It aims to improve body awareness, release physical tension, and also, like mental work, enhance your well-being. So some of the benefits of mental work, like we discussed a little bit earlier, is to help with your mind, help with your thoughts, emotional challenges, whereas somatic body work helps us to release muscular tension and improve our physical functions. So let's talk about some benefits of practicing somatic yoga. Three main benefits that I want to touch on, which is the mental, the physical, and emotional. For mental clarity, somatic yoga is amazing because it really helps you connect your mental and physical state. It also is a great way to practice mindfulness. Somatic yoga is also really great with your physical awareness, your mind-body awareness. It's great for pain relief. And it's really awesome for, like I said, learning the body, connecting the body, and really being in tune with the different sensations that we feel. And then lastly, somatic yoga is amazing for emotional balance. Like other forms of yoga, somatic yoga can help reduce stress. It can promote relaxation, and it can really help you get that emotional release that oftentimes we really need. A lot of times our emotions are stored in our body and in our muscles. And so somatic yoga is great to help release some of that energy. Talk a little bit about the science. I love learning the scientific benefits around different holistic practices. And so I won't go into all of these, but two of the main ones that I really wanted to discuss is neuroplasticity. So somatic yoga is great for helping the brain rewire itself and form new neural connections, which can lead to improved motor skills and body awareness. Similar to neuroplasticity, somatic yoga can help with movement repatterning. Somatic yoga acknowledges that chronic tension, pain, and poor movement habits can be ingrained in the body. And so somatic yoga uses techniques to help individuals release tension, correct imbalances, and restore optimal movement. We'll send this slide out. So you guys will be able to really read a little bit more about it. But somatic yoga is really great with helping the mind send new signals to the body to give us that relief that we need. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the mind-body connection. Somatic yoga is all about the union of the mind and body. In somatic yoga, we acknowledge and explore the profound interconnection between mind and body. A lot of times we focus just on the mind and we do our meditations, we talk to our therapists, we read our books, and sometimes we neglect the body. And the beautiful thing about somatic yoga is that it blends them and it brings them together. So the movements, the breath work, the mindfulness practices are not just a physical exercise, but a journey into self-awareness. A little bit about the emotions effect on our body. I love sharing with people that so much research has been done that shows a lot of physical disease and physical sickness and ailments come from our emotions. Some of our emotions, like stress, anger, anxiety, can trigger a stress response in the body. And it will lead us to release stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which increases our heart rate, elevates our blood pressure, makes our muscles even more tight. And it just really, I guess, causes that flight or flight mode within our body. Again, muscle tension. A lot of times when we're stressed or we're sad or we're depressed, our muscles are in fight or flight mode. So they tighten up. And that's why you feel a lot of heaviness and tension. I know for me, I carry a lot of stress in my shoulders and in my neck. So whenever my schedule is too crazy or I'm having some outside things going on in my life, my back starts to hurt, my neck gets really stiff. And so I'll show you some things in a little while that you can do to really help that muscle tension and bring you some relief. But it's just really good to make sure that you're aware that your emotions do have an impact on your physical body. And then lastly, your immune system. Prolonged stress and negative emotions can weaken your immune system and make the body more susceptible to illnesses and infections. You guys may or may not have heard about the vagus nerve. I don't know if you guys can see me or not, but it's a nerve that extends on the side of our body, and it's actually one of the longest and most important nerves. And it goes from our neck all the way down, and it conveys a lot of sensory information from the body to the brain. And it carries commands from the brain to various organs to help regulate their functions. So it's really important, or a really important part of somatic yoga is to stimulate that vagus nerve, relax those muscles, and aid our body and aid our mind in giving good signals and carrying good commands to the rest of our body. Somatic yoga is all about releasing trapped energy. We carry so much energy in our shoulders and really in our whole body. For women, we carry a lot of stress and tension in our hips. And so somatic yoga enables us to release that tension, to restore balance, and to cultivate a sense of deeper well-being. Somatic yoga serves as a powerful tool for releasing trapped energy within the body, because oftentimes different emotional experiences, different childhood traumas, they can leave imprints on our body, on our muscles, and cause tension. And so a lot of times when we have unprocessed emotions, it's still in our body. You can talk to a therapist, you can do your journaling and meditation, but if you're not moving your body, getting that energy flowing, that may be a reason why you're not seeing necessarily the results and relief that you have the potential to see. And so lastly, somatic yoga empowers us to let go of what no longer serves us. It allows us to have vitality and well-being, to unburden ourselves and restore balance to our mind and our body. A little quote here that says, release the energy that no longer serves you. In the art of letting go, you'll discover the space for transformative and boundless potential, for a lighter and brighter and more authentic self to emerge. We carry so much, and I am just here to encourage you to let it go. And sometimes we say, oh, I let it go mentally, I'm not thinking about it, but it's still in our bodies. And so somatic yoga is all about getting the body moving and getting that energy flowing so that you can really show up as your best self. You guys, I teach yoga to all age groups. Monday through Thursday, I teach mindfulness and kids yoga for students throughout the HISD school system. And we can learn so much from children. Children can teach us a valuable lesson about somatic yoga. Oftentimes, children express their emotions physically by jumping and stumping and shouting, screaming, hugging, and even crying, which can also be a vehicle for adults to process and release emotional tension through the same movements and the same breaths. Also, somatic yoga helps us find joy in movement. Children often find joy in movement through exercise, and they love to stretch and they love to move their bodies. And that's something that we definitely can learn from them. Children are our natural guides, and they can really show us the way to rediscover the joy of movement and wisdom and the art of listening to our bodies. So now let's get into it. I talked to you a little bit about somatic yoga and what that is like, but I'll really talk to you more right now about some of the practices. So the first one, again, somatic yoga, a little bit different than traditional yoga because somatic yoga focuses on the sensations, the awareness, what you feel like, not necessarily what the poses and postures look like. Meditation. In a somatic yoga class or practice, you'll practice some yoga where you're stretching and doing different movements. And I would also encourage you to meditate, where we bring awareness to our body and we scan our body. We start with our head and we work our way down and notice the different areas of our bodies where we feel tension or tightness or that feel good. In a somatic yoga practice, we also do breath work, where we breathe and we really promote that relaxation and we help to regulate our nervous systems through our breath. Again, we're going to kind of go through a few of these practices in a few minutes so you can actually see and feel what that looks like. Somatic yoga is all about the 5 senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you taste? What do you touch? What do you smell? These are all things that can ground yourself in the present moment and help you foster mindfulness. So if you're in my yoga class and we're doing a somatic yoga practice, I would encourage you to pay attention to the sounds. I would encourage you to close your eyes, but if you leave them open, what do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? It's very important that we practice mindfulness by connecting to all of our senses, not just what we see and hear. Again, we have visualizations. Visualizations in somatic yoga involve guided mental imagery, where you really focus on how the body feels. Maybe there's some tension or some pain in your body. So I would encourage you in my class to visualize those areas. Visualize those areas having some relief and healing. Or maybe you're feeling stressed out or having some anxiety. I would encourage you to visualize peace, some type of peaceful environment, maybe the beach or somewhere that brings you a real sense of calm. Visualization is amazing for setting goals and also working on manifestation. Let's see here, what's going on with our slide up? Back one. So tapping. Tapping is something else that we would explore, often known as EFT, emotional freedom techniques. In a somatic practice, we combine gentle self acupuncture. I'll show you once I come out of the screen, but it involves just tapping lightly, maybe on the sides of your temples, maybe your forehead, your shoulders, your neck, and different areas of the body that will give you some relief. I love combining tapping with positive affirmations. So maybe you tap your forehead and you say, I am calm, I am safe, anxiety doesn't serve me. So those are some things that we would do in our yoga practice. You may hear a little bit of faint noise in the background, but sounds are very important in a somatic practice. Chanting, playing sound bowls, or just listening to soothing music and sounds can have a profound impact on your nervous system and really help to release some tension and promote relaxation. Oftentimes, if you're feeling a little anxiety or stress, I encourage you to just play some relaxing Zen music and allow that to just really resonate in your spirit and help to calm your nervous system. I spoke to you all about things that we can learn from children, and I mentioned jumping. Jumping is something that you'll see us do in a somatic yoga class, which is different than a regular traditional yoga class, because throughout some of our movements, I'll encourage you to pause and jump up and down. It can really stimulate your lymphatic system, increase circulation, and really help to release stagnant energy. Maybe you're stressed out, or you're frustrated, or you're nervous, or you have a really big presentation coming up and you have some anxiety. I encourage you to shake it out. Don't worry about how it looks. Don't worry about seeming like this is something childlike. Jump up and down and move your body. Shaking, same thing. You can shake your body. Maybe you shake your hands or shake your legs or tap your feet. Those are also ways to really help the body discharge that stored energy and stress that may be laying dormant. And then lastly, some other practices that we may do in a somatic yoga class would be creative arts, creative expression, like dancing. Maybe we'll journal, maybe we'll paint. So these are some things that you can do on your own, you can do by yourself, and they will give you a profound amount of relief. I like this quote that says, somatic practices extend beyond the body. They nourish the mind and the soul. They foster a profound connection with one's inner self, liberating physical and emotional tension and illuminating a path to holistic well-being. Just a little fun fact is that about 85% of ancient yoga and martial arts practices incorporated stretching techniques, not only for physical health, but to harmonize the mind and the body. So weightlifting, karate, martial arts, yoga are amazing for the body, but they have just the equal amount of benefits for the mind. I love to give you all something to walk away with. Feel free to write this down, or again, these slides will be sent out. But your morning routine and your evening routine play a huge role in really developing a great somatic practice. So in the morning, I would encourage you to wake up mindfully. Maybe you spend a little time sitting on the side of your bed, breathing. Maybe you do a little stretching, little somatic movement. I encourage you to eat a mindful breakfast, set some intentions for your day, have a moment of gratitude, and speak some affirmations over your life and over your day. Same thing for evening routine. Once you're done after your long day, I encourage you to wind down. Maybe you just spend a few minutes breathing, relaxing, releasing some of that energy from the day. Enjoy a mindful dinner. Maybe you spend a few minutes journaling about your day or about what you hope to accomplish for the next day. Maybe you engage in some relaxing activities, and then you set some intentions for bedtime. Maybe that's to get good sleep. Maybe that's to, wake up and command your next day. But it's very important that we spend time in the morning and the evening practicing different somatic practices. All right, so in a second, I'm going to come off of the screen, or going to come off of sharing my screen and engage you all in a somatic yoga flow. So if you will join me in sitting comfortably in a seated position, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to encourage you to sit comfortably in a sturdy chair or on a mat or on the floor or in the car, wherever you're at. With your feet flat on the ground, back up straight. I encourage you to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Ground yourself in the present moment. Inhale slowly through your nose and slowly sigh